What's up, everyone? This is Carlos, aka Adam, back with my WWE Week In review. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. I've also put up my AEW Week In review as well as my AEW Full Gear preview and predictions that's going on tonight on pay per view, as well as I'll do my results and review tomorrow. So as always, what I like to do is I go over everything that happened in WWE programming, Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Try to give you a detailed, synopsis of everything, as if you wanted to watch, but you just didn't have a chance to. I try to break it down as quickly as I can for you. So we're gonna jump right into it. Let's see here. All right, so we got Raw. Randy comes out to the ring. Became the best of the best, but that doesn't do him justice. He's the best, period. That's what he's saying. It wasn't because he was third generation superstar or because Triple H protected him. It was simply because he was the best. So he's no longer the legend killer. He's just a legend. So he dares anyone to come and try to take his title. Bliss comes out smiling, has the gloves on that one says play, one says pain, kind of like I think it's hurt and love or something like that on Fiend. He could be here. The Fiend's music, the comes out, but instead of him being there, Drew comes out with a blindside Claymore. Drew dares to give him a rematch. Miz and Morrison come out, try to do the cash in. Drew comes back in, beats the crap out of them, tosses the briefcase. So the bell never rang. So we go backstage to Miz and Morrison. He says the bell never rang, therefore he never really cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. He's pissed at Drew, calling him a child because he doesn't get his way. Morrison says he wants to challenge Drew to a 2-on-1 match. We know what'll happen there. So then we find out we get a guitar and a pole match. Hardy versus Elias. So it's an atypical Elias promo. He's interrupted by Hardy. Elias dumps Hardy on the floor, almost on his head. That looked pretty dangerous. He throws a stool at Hardy while he's trying to climb the
regular price.
I don't know what that was. My Alexa thing. Shut up. So Elias throws a stool at him while he's trying to climb up the pole. We get an electric chair powerbomb countered into a Rana. Twist of fate, but Hardy, and then Hardy gets the guitar and then smashes him from the top for the pin. But as far as I knew, the way they made it seem was that if you hit him with the guitar, the match is over. They didn't say you can just use it then, because what's the point then? You don't even, who cares? If you can get the win by other means, so. Anyway, alright, so Hardy gets the one up on that one. Clearly we know that this isn't going to be over. Mandy and Dana are warming up. They're going to vie for the tag team titles. So we get our women's tag team title match. Mandy and Dana versus Shayna and Nia. The champs come out to Nia's music only, which I thought was interesting because usually they come out individually. Lana comes out to spectate. No one's very happy about that. Mandy with the octopus struts on Nia. Dana with the chop block and then a V-trigger. Shayna breaks up the pin. Shayna's drawing at Lana. Shayna starts taking some heat. Mandy taken out on the outside by Nia. Shayna goes after Lana, and Dana takes advantage of that. Eventually, Shayna gets the clutch on Dana, and Lana distracts, but ultimately costs Dana to tap. So, Lana tries to get the ref to not pay attention, but doesn't really do anything. We get a backstage interview with Orton. Easy for hunters to become the hunted, and Drew needs to be reminded of the 3 most devastating letters, blah, 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 RKO. Truth out to the ring for an interview. Told he was supposed to face Lashley. He thought he was about to meet Bobby Boucher, the water boy, and sign his water bottle. He's like, no, this is, you have the match now. So Truth versus Bobby Lashley, MVP out in a suit, but heads to the back. Truth says it's a non-title match, lays down. He's like, we don't got to do this. Truth tries to fight, but gets a spear, and then the hurt lock. Truth passes out, taps out, whatever you want to say. Lashley gets the Nelson again on him. Gulak comes out. Lashley gut wrench into a Dominator, then puts him in the hurt locker. Leaves, comes back, throws Gulak on Truth for the 24/7 win. Then he comes back in awkwardly. I just thought he was going to win the 24/7, maybe give it to Shelton, but not. Lucha House Party says, let's go after Gulak. They almost run into Jordan. They said, nah, we're going to go the other way. Nia's backstage. She's pissed off when I think it was Sarah Schreiber, don't say Lana's name in her presence, or maybe been Charlie, I'm not sure. Lana's butthurt because she keeps getting put through a table, so she challenges her tonight, says, you're either not be on the Raw team or I'm going to end your career. So AJ comes out with Jordan. SmackDown has talented people so far, but they have AJ Styles. Captain Styles is reporting for duty, calls out Sheamus and Keith Lee. Lee says he's not the captain and Jordan isn't enough to intimidate him. Sheamus actually agrees with Lee. Sheamus calls Jordan Lurch and will never take orders from AJ. Strowman comes out, the team needs these hands. Lee calls him out for you didn't even qualify. Strowman then talks about his Survivor Series success and how he beat Keith Lee. Sheamus says he should fight. He should be the one to fight Strowman. AJ offers a triple threat between the three of them, and if Strowman wins, he's on the team. So we get that triple threat. AJ's on commentary. Braun's now wearing gloves, I guess. That's his new thing. Strowman goes for a power slam on Lee, but Lee gets pounced out of the ring. We get Lee with a tope con hero, and looks like he almost broke his neck. Don't ever do that again, Lee. That was super dangerous. Strowman clears off commentary, sent into the stairs by Lee and Sheamus. AJ just doesn't want anyone to get hurt. He's pretty funny on commentary, kind of second guessing why he did this. Sheamus and Lee use the steps on Strowman. We get 10 beats by Sheamus on Lee. Sheamus with the sleeper on Lee, but Braun crashes through both of them through the barricade on the outside. Strowman is attacking Sheamus. Sheamus hits white noise on Strowman for a 2 count. They do one of those Tower of Doom spots where everyone goes down. Bro kick to Lee sends him out. Braun with the power slam on Sheamus for the win. AJ gets them all to shake hands. Sheamus actually hugs Strowman, says that's what we need for the team, and then Bro kicks him out. Lee pounces Sheamus. Then AJ drop kicks Lee out, and then he's all upset. He's like, why couldn't we all just get along, even though he didn't have to drop kick Keith Lee, but it is what it is. Angel Garza does some weird promo talking to the camera. I don't know if he's talking to a specific woman or all women out there. I don't know. It was just weird. Drew's backstage for an interview, aware of other stars gunning for Randy. So I guess Randy has his own guardian angel. He's going to be the only one to take the title off Randy, and it's fun to beat up The Miz, so he's down for the whatever tonight. We then get a Firefly Funhouse. It's dedicated to the RKO. Abby says Randy can go F himself, and they have a swear jar. So you can, and then Abby says you can go F yourself too. So once upon a time, Randy was a bad man, and the Ashes helped create a new world of the fun Abigail's sister Abigail's house. Bray has flashbacks of Randy burning down the house. Says he never forgets, and then Alexa apparently has slime coming out of her mouth, and then you see Bray go, oh shit. So then we get Nia Jax versus Lana that was set up earlier. We get a promo from Lacey and Peyton, which was awful, and now apparently they're a tag team, which is like, why'd you break up the Iconics then? But Billy on her own was pretty funny on SmackDown, so we'll talk about that. Shayna clears off the tables already. Lana does a promo. She's not going to let Nia treat her like that anymore. Yeah, okay. This is what you wanted, Nia said when she was beating her up. This was just getting uncomfortable because it was just an absolute beatdown. Samoan drop for the win. Through the announce table again. There we go. Truth is backstage in a neck brace. Hurt Business are there and ask him about his neck. He just runs off. So we get the VIP lounge. The New Day are out. Xavier's making fun of how old Lashley is. Kofi makes fun of Cedric for being there for a cup of coffee. It went on a little longer than I thought, but it was pretty funny back and forth. So we get New Day versus Cedric and Shelton. MVP's on commentary. MVP calls Shelton their young lion. We get a neuralizer, pay dirt. Cedric pins Xavier. This is a little quicker than I usually do, but it was a very good match. We get Nikki is backstage, finds Bliss, confronts her with her back turned. Alexa turns. She's in a trance with the contacts on. Then we get Ricochet versus, I believe it's Tucker Knight. Welcome back, Tucker. I mean, new outfit. He's wearing pants, has his hair down, looks completely ridiculous. Ali out to the ring. Tucker has Knight on his pants, so I guess he's called Tucker Knight. Ali standing on the commentary table, basically just absolute shit show. Tucker catches a recoil for the win. Retribution show up. Dijak throws Ricochet out of the ring, and then they all attack Tucker. Ricochet back in the ring and they circle him and then beat down him. Ali is saying no sin is forgiven until it is punished. I don't even care anymore. Drew's backstage, sees Sheamus. Sheamus asks him to join the Raw teams, but he says he can't right now. He's got too much going on. He's got to focus on Randy. Sheamus says to Claymore, Miz back to Hollywood. So at first I thought like Sheamus was going to take offense to it, but obviously they have the what do you call it? The camaraderie between them. Then we get Miz and Morrison versus Drew. Drew in complete control, hits a Claymore for the win, and then what's his name? Randy hits an RKO out of nowhere. We hear the Fiends laugh. That's it. So it looks like as long as Randy has the title, Miz is gonna have trouble trying to get his cash in his Money in the Bank. More weirdness from Bliss. I guess the Fiend and Alexa, we're being told that they're gonna be more face than heel. Okay, so NXT. So this is the first NXT since Halloween Havoc. So we started with Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai. They're feeling each other out with some chain wrestling, really good. Moon pulled into the post, armbar through the turnbuckle by Kai, so then she's selling the arm for the rest of the match. We get a reverse armbar by Kai. Moon counters into a powerbomb, so that was a really cool show of strength there. She's essentially using one arm now. We get a pump kick by Moon up to Kai, draped over the apron. Nasty dive by Moon. Goes for a second but misses. That looked bad. A spinebuster by Moon, can only use one hand for the pin for a 2 count. We get one of those Casadora flip power bombs by Kai for a 2 count. We get a code breaker by Moon for a 2 count. So Moon and Kai are like on their knees and in the ring. They're kind of like just out of it. Moon says, "Here, I'll give you a free shot." So Kai goes to take a swing, but it's faked into a crossface. We get multiple crucifix pin attempts. Kai with the Fujiwara on the injured arm. Legs on the rope, but Kai wrenched back before breaking the hold. Moon starts to hulk up. Raquel tries to distract, so Kai hitting the draping GTK. She hits it for the win. I think this was a huge upset. I did not expect Ember Moon to lose, but Kai says she's not the same person when Moon left. I actually really like this because, you're keeping Kai strong. You should, as you should. And Moon, she took a loss there, but, overall she'll be fine. I like that, okay, keeps her strong because it needed a distraction to get the win. It's fine. We get Cameron Grimes in like PTSD mode from the haunted house. He said it wasn't really a match last week. He's definitely on edge. And then he sees the ref, who was the zombie ref from the thing, tells him that his match is coming up, and he's scared and runs off. We get backstage interview with Shotzi. Halloween Havoc was a blast. Part of her being able to host, she was allowed to choose her opponent, so she chooses Toni Storm because she wants the best of the best. No pun intended with Survivor Series. We had Kushida versus Cameron Grimes. Grimes gets the jobber entrance. He keeps checking outside the ring. He's scared of Kushida's like kind of sliding across the ring because it kind of reminds him of the zombies. We get the hip toss into the armbar attempt by Kushida. Kushida attacks, focuses on the left arm. Grimes takes control during picture-in-picture. We get the handspring elbow by Kushida. A sit-out powerbomb by Grimes, but he only gets a 2 count. Grimes gets crotched on the top rope. Hoverboard driver from the top. 2 ref bumps, which are like ridiculous. Like one, it was weird. Kushida gets the hoverboard lock. Grimes taps, but there's no ref. He hits, then eventually he hits the collision course on Kushida, but there's no ref again. Then the ref from earlier comes out, the one that Grimes is scared of. He's kind of shook. And then Kushida eventually gets another hoverboard lock and taps. He doesn't even want to look at the ref at this point. I like this with Cameron Grimes. It's pretty funny. I don't know how long they're going to do the PTSD about it, but obviously him and Lumis, I'm sure will have another match. Keeps Kushida strong. Cameron Grimes is just too funny. Cameron Grimes. So we get a Toni Storm video package. Okay. Then we get an EO video package. What's next for her? She challenges Rhea Ripley because she needs to basically face the best. And to really, I guess, cement her legacy there. So that challenge has been made. We get Drake and Dane versus Everrise. I love the fact they come out to the music. He's doing the dance. You see the crowd doing the dance too in the pods, and Dane doesn't want any part of it, but you can just tell he's warmed up a little bit to it, not too much. So they go right after Everrise to start. Dane shoves Drake right to the corner. Then Drake slammed on Parker for a 2 count by Dane. Then Drake is taking heat. Then he can make the tag, but he goes after Parker on the outside. McAfee in a picture-in-picture arrives with Birch, Lorcan, and Peter Dune. They come to the ring, just beat up everybody. Pat's using the camera. They're the greatest 4-man group ever. They're the kings of NXT. We go to commercial. We come back. They're all in the ring, cutting a promo. They run NXT now. They're not a bunch of scumbags. That's why they're better than Undisputed Era. They're going to pay tribute to Undisputed Era, hang their banner to commemorate their run. Pat narrates their history. Dunn was taught Kyle O'Reilly the lesson that they taught him when what's his name, Roderick Strong turned on him in the Dusty Tag Team Tournament. Putting a group together was easy because they all hated Undisputed Era. So they end up voting, instead of putting the banner in the rafters, they just put it in the trash. They set it on fire. Pat is shitting on the fans. It's pretty funny. Dane attacks Pat on the outside when they're going to the car, but the rest beat him up. Peter Doom kicks the door into his head, and then Pat McAfee's like, it's a little aggressive, but okay, we can talk about that later. They drive off, and then Dane is bleeding from the face. So we get Johnny at home. He's playing a board game. He's saying there are all these rumors about that he doesn't love wheels. Of course he loves wheels and playing board games. And he also loves making history. So he gets a call from the Screen Mask guy saying he's in the house. And he's like, yeah, I know. You're sitting right next to me playing. It's your turn. So he apparently has the same problem as Sasha Banks, that he can't, he can win the title, but he can't retain it. So he'll kill that curse next week, and then he wins and he celebrates and he's singing songs. He loves wheels and stuff like that. So then we get Shotzi versus Toni Storm. Shotzi comes out really fast in Tony's face. She didn't bring her tank. She looks like she's blaming Tony for something that happened to her tank. Shotzi botches a springboard. It looks like this was a shoot, and they're just saying that she's all out of sorts. Shotzi misses a cannonball in the corner. Tony running hip attack, which snaps Shotzi's head back. That looked rough. Pretty much back and forth. Tony with the German bridge tries to roll through, but Shotzi tries then a sliced bread. Then Tony counters with another German bridge for a 2 count. That was a really nice sequence. Storm Zero countered into a Saito suplex by Shotzi for a 2 count. Tony hits her headbutt and then falls into the pin for a 2 count. We get a modified DDT by Shotzi off the ropes onto the apron. That looks super dangerous. Then all of a sudden Candice pops on the screen. She's on the Tron saying that she found Shotzi's tank in the middle of the road, but she'll watch it for her. Tony from behind, pinning combo for the win. Candice is then back on the Tron, says, oh wait, there's a car coming, and it's like this monster truck Hummer, who then she gets in the driver's seat, and then all of a sudden, there's nobody in the driver's seat, so I guess they must have moved over. So basically, she starts to run the tank over, but it's kind of caught under the wheel for a while, and then it finally gets run over. The Ghost Mask, the Scream Mask person is in the back seat. Candice says, we're even now for costing her the title. Shotzi's completely crushed, screaming, so emotional. She's really selling it really well. Even Tony tries to console her. So obviously this is now not over between the two of them. We get earlier today, Legado del Fantasma is arriving in the parking lot, says he's been fair and square in the ring. Atlas shows up, hits Mendoza with a pipe, then drives off. Obviously this stuff isn't over. Thatch Thatch Can, another live one, which is great. So we get Akeem is the next student. The lesson is reversals. So it's basically if you put me in the cravat, it crushes the windpipe. It's illegal, but anyone apparently can do it now. He's basically blaming other people. You get a top wrist lock, and the guy's tapping, but he won't let go. He's like, Akeem is like, I thought this was going to be, exhibition. He acting like you care. You want some water, whatever. Okay, now your turn. So instead of letting Akeem do the reversal, Thatch puts in his own reversal into a knee bar, and then Austin Gray from last week comes in, super kicks Thatch off the apron. So I'm assuming that, Thatch's Thatch Can's going to be over soon. The students are going to revolt against him. So we get, let's see here. So we get Xia Li, backstage interview, asked about the letters. They're from her family and it's personal. She needs to turn things around. Then Regal comes here. I have another letter for you. So she asked to challenge Raquel next week because she was dishonored. And Raquel's like, Regal's like, if that's what you want, okay. So Rhea video package accepting Io's challenge. Everyone has been getting in her way this year. So obviously she's gonna have to take out Io, win her title back. Next week we get a North American title match, Gargano versus a question mark. I assume it's gonna be some kind of jobber so he can break the curse. And then the NXT tag team titles, Birch and Logan versus Breezango. They get their rematch. We then get Ciampa versus Dream. Ciampa with like the Shao Kahn gear looks sick. Ciampa goes right after the cast of Dream. Ciampa's busted open on his eye like really soon into the match. Dream's dumped on commentary. Dream tries to leave. Ciampa catches him, pulls him back into the ring. Goes for the fairy tale ending. It's countered. The cast is stomped though. Ciampa's in control during picture-in-picture. Back in the ring, Dream hits a spine buster and then a camel clutch using the cast across the face. Ciampa clearly wrestling as the face now because all of a sudden he's the face. Superplex for a 2 count. We get a suplex over the top rope spot, which looks super dangerous. Like when one falls over the top and then the other one follows. We get a super kick on the outside by Dream. Dream throws chairs in to distract the ref. He then goes to off the top rope with the cast. It's countered into a rising knee, a Willow's Bell, and then a fairy tale ending, all by Ciampa for the win. And that is how we go off the air. Okay, I don't know what this means for either of them. It just seems like Ciampa's just kind of, just beating people up with no real direction. And Dream is, I guess, I don't know if he's going to get kicked out or something. I don't even know. We then go to Smackdown. So we get the Smackdown women's title match, Sasha Banks versus Bayley right out the gate. We get a video package of their history. Bayley backstage interview. Ding dong. They left out the fact that she loses the title every time she gets it. So there's really good chain wrestling to start. Sasha with a quick bang statement, but Bayley gets to the ropes. Double knees by Sasha into Bayley against the post. Bayley launches Sasha up in the air with her legs, who hits her face on the apron. She got serious air, and that looked wild. That was a cool spot. Sasha double knees in the corner again for a 2 count. Meteor from the middle rope by Sasha, but can't make the cover because she's obviously selling injuries. Sasha hits a great crossbody off the apron to the floor. Sasha then attempts a powerbomb on the outside, but Bayley counters into a Rana into the commentary desk. Sasha hits the frog splash for a 2 count. We get a backstabber. Bayley no sells, then the Bayley to belly. Sasha then counters into the bank statement, but Bayley sends her to the outside. This was a really nice sequence there. Bayley gets the kendo stick, throws it in the ring, so when the ref is distracted, she goes for the chair. Sasha counters, throws the chair away. Bayley to belly for a 2 count, and then we get a top rope elbow drop by Bayley for a 2 count. Rising knee, and then a backdrop suplex by Bayley for a 2 count. Bayley with the bank statement, but Sasha turns into a jackknife cover for a 2 count. Eventually, Sasha hits the bank statement, backstabber into the bank statement for the win. It just felt kind of abrupt. I was just kind of, I don't know. It almost felt anticlimactic to me. It was just weird. I don't know why, but it was pretty definitive. Maybe that's why I felt it was just definitive, and now it's okay, does that mean they're done? Well, probably, because as Sasha goes up to celebrate, she goes up the ramp with her back turned, and you can only see, the way the camera is framed. It's she's going to get beat by somebody. Boom. Super kick X Factor by the returning Carmella. All right. I like Carmella. I think she gets a bad rap. I think she's, has elevated her game. She hasn't been in the ring in, I can't even remember how long, so we'll see what happens there. And now what does that mean for Bayley? Don't know. They can't be together Carmella and Bayley, because that would make no sense, because that would just go against either of their character, right now. So we get Jey Uso getting coffee before the interview with Kayla. KO comes in, makes a joke about him getting coffee for Reigns. Jay takes offense to it. He was like, I was just trying to make sure, I was just joking. You know, we got Survivor Series coming up. I've not had the best record with people, constantly, always talking about how he's a shit person back in the day. You know, but, you know, maybe you should switch to decaf. So then he gets the interview. They make him watch like a 2-minute recap of everything that's happened, which was, I think, so stupid. So he did what he had to do. You know, he said he's sorry, but family's forever. Heyman arrives. Did Roman Reigns authorize this interview? That was rhetorical. Of course he didn't. Kayla's throwing shade at Jay. Heyman says Raymond. I keep saying Raymond. Roman has to talk to him. So Ray is trying to call Aaliyah backstage. She won't pick up. Dom is there. Got to get ready for your match. Ray's like, I don't even have my gear. Go get my gear. Corbin attacks him. Dom comes over, scares him off. And that's it. So we get Heyman and Jay backstage. Says he has to run things by Reigns first. Heyman says, all right. He's like, all right, let's talk to Roman. Then Heyman's like, let me get him. So then he comes out. There's a chain of command here. KO was making dumb jokes. But if he disrespects you, he disrespects me. If he disrespects me, he disrespects the family. Jay says he'll handle it. Reigns gets in Heyman's face. He says, you know, did you know about this? And he's like, oh, you know, I saw it as it happened. He's like, well, you're supposed to know everything. Go get Pierce. So we get another, I was about to say it again, Survivor Series qualifier, Corbin versus Ray. Corbin, half jobber entrance. He's in the ring, but his music's playing. Corbin, early attack. Ray's selling the pre-match beatdown. Commentary talking about the Aaliyah stuff. Corey jokes that he may know something about that, talking about personal life being involved. Ray evades, and Corbin hits the steps. Ray starting to get advantage. Seth's music hits. We get a springboard splash by Mysterio. Both are down. We find out here that Undertaker's final appearance will be at Survivor Series. I'll believe it when I see it. We get a modified camel clutch by Corbin going after the lower back of Ray. The match is dragging. Watching Ray get beat like this. Ray bites to get out of a bear hug. Tope, a top rope seated senton, springboard senton for a 2 count. Corbin cheap shots Dominic on the outside. Ray hits a Pescado. He's checking on Dom. Eventually hits the 619 on Corbin. Seth attacks Dom because he came out to watch. And Ray assists there. Aaliyah and Murphy come out, and Ray is pissed off at them while he's being distracted. Corbin muscles him up for the end of days for the win. So now he's on this Survivor Series team. Why is Aaliyah dressed like that? She looks like she's dressed to go to the club. So I did not get that. Dom is overselling his attacks from both of them. I don't know. So we get Kevin Owens will face Jay later tonight. Roman pulled strings with Pierce again. I was like, how many times do matches happen just because two people jaw at each other? Like all of a sudden, like that's the only way. He pulled strings. No, he's probably like, let them fight. Boom, done. It's like pulling strings. Survivor Series qualifier triple threat. Natalya again, Zelina Vega and Ruby Riott. So only Natalya gets a real entrance. Ruby Riott has a new haircut, super short. They're kind of saying it's a new start for Ruby, so I don't know what this means for the Riott Squad. I know Liv Morgan was talking about like getting a real estate license or something, but I don't know if she's not wrestling anymore. I don't know. Everyone's trying to pin the other. Natalya gets a surfboard on Ruby. Zelina tries to pin Natalya while that's going on. We get a STO by Ruby in the corner on Zelina. Misses the top rope senton. We get a sharpshooter on Ruby. Zelina does a Rana kind of driver on Ruby. Another sharpshooter for a while on Zelina. Ruby hits the crossface on Zelina, so Natalya gets up thinking that she won the match, but the crossface is still on Zelina. Zelina taps, giving Ruby the win. Natalya is an idiot, basically. So we get Ruby Riott and Bianca Belair. I think are the only two people now for the SmackDown team. Maybe this is where Bayley comes in. Who knows? Big E's playing Trivial Pursuit, and then like playing for money with whoever it was. Street Profits ask if he wants to come hang out in the Champs Lounge because they evicted Cesaro and Shinsuke. He's they talk about a bunch of stuff. Even Survivor Series, he's like, you're trying to get some information about New Day. So he's like, listen, if if you lay down, they won't beat you too bad. So everyone starts laughing, like uncomfortably laughing hard, like fake punching each other, whatever. And then Billy comes into frame laughing, and they all start to not laugh anymore. And she's like, here's my resume and my headshot. I can tell you that I can give you info on Roll Brand. And they're like, hey, Billy, you know we were on the brand the same time as you. She's like, oh, all right. So we get another Survivor Series qualifier match, Otis versus Seth. Aaliyah with Ray and Dom watching, so now all of a sudden they're fine. So that didn't really make much sense. Otis with the power advantage. Murphy comes out to the ring with no music though, unlike other people. So the Mysterios are watching. Aaliyah is smiling as if she thinks she knows what's going on. Seth is kind of scared of Murphy as he gets sent over the top. Otis isn't even sure what to do about Murphy. So we had Otis starts hulking up and no-selling when he starts kicking him in the gut, doing his pelvic thrusting. Murphy then gets on the apron as Otis is about to go for the Caterpillar, distracting him for Seth to get a super kick. The curb stomp for the win. So the Mysterios don't look happy. Murphy walks back before Seth does, and Seth is all excited. Seth catches up with Murphy, saying, hey, did I just see what I thought I saw? Tell me. So Murphy then does his Messiah, disciple. Seth is so excited, says, say it again, so he does it again. So he knew that he would come to the realization that the Mysterios would never accept him, and he would. So we get Aaliyah comes out swinging, like, I trust you, blah, 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 screaming. He's like, no, you need to trust him because this is for the greater good. I don't even know at this point which way it's going to swing. Is he going to be a double agent? Is he not? Is he just, doing, because if that's the case, then it almost looks like, to Seth, like, oh, look, you're still with Aaliyah, but, I know what I'm doing. Who knows? Cole sat down with Laura Sullivan earlier today. He's got no shirt on. He's breathing heavily. He's talking about bullying, and now he likes bullying. That's pretty much it. And he screams at one point. What the fuck? It was so stupid. We then get our main event. Jey Uso versus KO. KO backstage interview said everything just got out of hand. He's his own man, unlike Jey. Roman watching with Heyman. Heyman gives Roman his belt, and he sends him out to the ring. KO frog splash off the apron. We get KO is distracted by Heyman on the ramp for Jey to take advantage. Top rope senton for a 2 count. We had a super kick, backdrop neck breaker by Jey for a 2 count. KO hits the pop-up powerbomb, but Jey gets his foot on the ropes. Roman's music hits. Jey hits a low blow while everyone's distracted. He then hits a super kick and a frog splash for the win. Roman then does come out on the ramp to celebrate, and that is how it goes off the air. So that is your WWE Week in Review. Whew. So as always, I like to give my match of the week. This was easily Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the Smackdown title. I mean, it looks like whatever they didn't have planned for Hell in a Cell, that they just threw it in here. Really good wrestling, some really good spots. I'm just curious as to now what are next steps. Obviously, it looks like Carmella will be the next challenger to Sasha. But what does this mean for Bayley? Will she be, kind of getting involved in Sasha's business? Will she get involved with the Survivor Series match? How is she going to go super emo? Is she going to go super evil? Would she ever go back to the inflatable men? I don't think so, because I think that would just be a step back. But hopefully they have something planned for her in the meantime, something meaty, that she just doesn't fall into oblivion. So there you have it. WWE Week in Review. Don't forget to check out my AEW Week in Review as well as my AEW Full Gear preview and predictions that goes on tonight. So as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. I now have it on audio through Podomatic, Apple Podcasts. I'm trying to put it on a bunch of others. I usually have links to the audio podcasts on my Twitter when I post the YouTube version. I'll also have usually once they get posted to audio, I'll link there as well. So just save that link, and so therefore you'll always have access to those. I know obviously there's a lot going on right now, and everyone's tired and exhausted and just very frustrated and stressed. It's all going to get better. Don't worry about it. That's why people like me are here, and other podcasts and other shows. Wrestling is fun. It's a little bit of escapism. That's why we like it. That's why we love it. So as always, be safe, love each other, and bye now.